It's Tuesday, April 3. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Simone Absalom. Jamaica's Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, will be going to the UK-based Privy Council for it to give the final say on whether the agency has the power to arrest or charge members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The decision comes 2 weeks after the appeal court ruling that INDECOM does not have this authority. The appeal court ruled that the INDECOM Act does not give the agency the powers to arrest, charge, or prosecute members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force or the Jamaica Defence Force. INDECOM Commissioner Terence Williams insists that members of his team can still arrest and charge police and soldiers in a private capacity under the common law. He says there are issues, of course, in the appeal which needs clarification, noting that 6 judges have looked at the matter so far and there has not been a unanimous view of the pertinent matter. The Urban Development Corporation, UDC, is expected to finish site evaluation for Jamaica's 3rd city by July. Heather Pinnock, Deputy General Manager of the corporation, says it has not yet been decided whether the city will be built or an existing town will be given the designation. The 3rd city project was announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness last year. The new city is intended to ease the burden on Kingston's infrastructure and support the government's objective of having 2/3 of the population living in urban centers. The U.S. State Department is seeking to formalize how it may collect more and varied information from its visa application process for citizens of all countries. It's a move in line with U.S. President Donald Trump's effort to have more stringent immigration policy. According to a report in the Jamaica Observer, the State Department, in a proposal published on Good Friday, is reportedly seeking approval from the Office of Management and Budget for the collection of information from visa applicants' Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Reddit, and YouTube accounts. If approved, nearly 15 million foreigners who apply for visas to enter the United States each year will be affected. Praises and condolences are flowing following the news that South Africa's anti-apartheid activist Winnie Mandela is dead. South African retired Archbishop and Nobel laureate Desmond Tutu praised Winnie Mandela as a defining symbol of the struggle against apartheid in the wake of her death on Monday. He said her courageous defiance was deeply inspirational to him and generations of activists. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said the country has lost one of its few remaining stalwarts and icons. Mr. Ramaphosa said she was one of those who would tell people exactly what was wrong and right. He said her guidance will be missed. Prime Minister Andrew Holness yesterday hailed the late Winnie Mandela as a champion of freedom. Prime Minister Holness said Winnie Mandela's death brings into focus the significant struggle of Black people throughout the world against racism, and in particular apartheid in South Africa. In regional news, an earthquake with a magnitude 4.6 rocked Haiti on Monday, but there were no immediate reports of injuries and damages on the French-speaking Caribbean community country, recovering from a massive earthquake that killed thousands of people back in 2010. The technical unit of seismology of the Bureau of Mines and Energy in the Ministry of Environment and the Permanent Secretariat for Risk and Disaster Management said the quake was recorded at 9:46 and was located at sea about 108.4 kilometers south of Belance and 111.8 kilometers southeast of Marigot. It said the quake occurred about 24 hours after another tremor was felt in at least 4 communes, namely Anse-Veux, Anzil, Arnaud, and Petit-Troneps, causing some panic. The UTS said no damage has been reported by local authorities for these 2 seismic events. In sports, about 225,000 condoms, 17,000 toilet rolls and free ice cream. Welcome to the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games Village, where athletes and officials will want for little. Ahead of Wednesday's opening ceremony, thousands of competitors and support staff are pouring into their temporary home on Australia's eastern coast, and organizers hope to make the village as comfortable and as safe as possible for the 6,600 athletes and team officials, and that includes their sexual health. The large number of free condoms equates to about 34 per person, a robust average of 3 a day over the 11 days of competition. And also in the world of sports, the disqualification of the under-20 girls 4x400 meters relay team prevented Jamaica from winning all 8 relays at the 47th Carifta Games came to a close on Monday evening at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium in Nassau, Bahamas. On their way to a 34th straight time topping the medals tables, Jamaica had swept all 4x100 meters relays on Sunday and looked well on their way to repeating in the mile relays until a team of Janelle Josephs, Shawaki Young, Sanique Walker and Sian Salmon was disqualified after a mix-up on the final exchange. The baton fell as Walker handed it over to Salmon at the 400 meter hurdles champion, and Salmon picked it up instead of allowing Walker, the incoming runner, to retrieve it. That's according to the IAAF rules. The Jamaican team led by at least 50 meters at the time. And that's the news. Do stay with us. The weather report is next. This is PBCJ's weather report. Thanks so much for staying with us. Let's start with our local currents. In Kingston this afternoon, we're seeing temperatures between 23 and 28 degrees Celsius. We're seeing sunny skies throughout the day. We're expecting that the sun will go down at just about 6:33 p.m. As well, the temperature, we're seeing a forecast of 22 degrees Celsius for this evening. Let's take a look at what's happening over there in Montego Bay, St. James. This afternoon, we're expecting scattered showers in certain areas and temperatures between 22 and 27 degrees Celsius. Across the island, in other parishes, we're seeing temperatures between 27 and 29 degrees Celsius. We're also seeing a forecast of rainfall for the western end of the island. We could get some scattered showers over there in St. Thomas as well. And tomorrow, we're expecting temperatures between 27 and 29 degrees Celsius. We're also expecting scattered showers in Black River, St. Elizabeth, and we could be getting some rainfall in Montego Bay as well. We're seeing sunny skies for most parishes, though. In our regional forecast for those looking to travel across the Caribbean tomorrow, we're seeing warm temperatures between 26 and 31 degrees Celsius. We could be getting some rainfall for Antigua over there in Santo Domingo and Havana. And further afield, we're looking at our travel planner, looking at the United States, temperatures between 6 and 29 degrees Celsius, warm temperatures set for Los Angeles and Miami. We're seeing rainfall though for Miami and some snowfall for New York. And that's it for the weather report. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.